All right, guys. Hope you're having a good day. Hope the test went well yesterday. If you didn't take the test for whatever reason, you need to take it now. So turn off the video, go get your test from the substitute, and then take it. And then just finish these up later if you need, if you have to. We're going to start 8.4. So talking about trigonometry. We will catch up. We'll answer any questions you have on it on Thursday when I get back. In the meantime, you guys enjoy the 35-degree weather in Ohio, and it's going to be about 75 in Florida. So enjoy the 30s. Talking about trig, there are three different trig ratios. We got sine, we got cosine, we got tangent. Okay, those are the buttons on your calculator right here. Okay, sine, cosine, tangent, sin, cos, and tan. Okay, so they're all trig ratios based on right triangle. Okay, the sine in the right triangle is the opposite leg from your angle over the hypotenuse. Okay, so for example, if we were going to try to find the sine of angle A, so big A, that's that guy right there, we go to the side that's across from it, which is little a, over the hypotenuse, which is C. And remember, hypotenuse is always across from the right angle. And if we were going to find the sine of B, we'd go from B, across from it is little b, hypotenuse is C. Okay, the cosine, okay, is the adjacent leg over the hypotenuse. Okay, adjacent means next to. So if we were going to find, okay, the cosine of A, so you start at A, the leg that's next to it is B over the hypotenuse is C. Okay, the hypotenuse, okay, C, that can never be an adjacent leg. Okay, you're always going to be doing like the leg. And then the cosine of B, right here, okay, the guy that's adjacent to it is A over the hypotenuse, which is C. Okay, and now your tangent, okay, is the opposite leg over the adjacent leg. Okay, and so if we were going to go from A, the tangent of A is little a over B, because it's your opposite over your adjacent. And then the tangent of B, okay, is just going to be the opposite way. Okay, it's the opposite, so it's B over A. The way that we can remember that, okay, is this saying right here. Okay, it's pronounced SOHCAHTOA. Okay, so like if you kick the wall, you got to go SOHCAHTOA. Little math humor for you. Okay, the way you remember the sine is the opposite of the hypotenuse. The cosine is the adjacent of the hypotenuse. And the tangent is the opposite side over the adjacent side. Okay, so we're going to practice these right now. So here's this right triangle. Okay, we want to find the sine of P. So it's from this angle. So the sine is the opposite over the hypotenuse. Well, opposite from angle P is 15. The hypotenuse is 17. And that's it. Okay, the sine of P is just 15 over 7. And that's all. Okay, try and B to try and find the cosine of P. Remember, that's the adjacent over the hypotenuse. The adjacent of P is 8. Hypotenuse is 17. And that's it. Okay, and then the tangent, remember, is opposite over adjacent. The opposite is 15. The adjacent is 8. Okay, you know the drill. Try D, E, and F. Hit pause when you've tried it, then hit play. See if you got it right. All right, sine of Q is opposite, which is 8. Hypotenuse is 17. Cosine is the adjacent over the hypotenuse. Tangent of Q is the opposite over the adjacent. If you notice, these guys are the same, these guys are the same, and these guys are just flipped. Okay, so they have that kind of relationship there. Okay, now you can also use the special right triangle stuff. Okay, so remember cosine of 45 Okay, so cosine from 45 is the leg over leg root 2. Okay, so leg over leg root 2, those are going to go away. So that's 1 over root 2. Okay, but we don't like having the square roots in the bottom, and so that actually becomes root 2 over 2. Okay, and so if you put that in your calculator and you hit cosine 45, you would get the same number as root 2 over 2. Okay, and you're going to use that in algebra 2. You're going to have to know all those things. Okay, tangent of 45, going from here. Remember, it's opposite over adjacent. So that's leg over leg, which is just 1. That's it. Okay, the tangent of 30. So here's your 30-degree angle right here. Tangent is opposite over adjacent. Okay, and so that's S over S root 3. So that's 1 over root 3, but then we got to rationalize that denominator. And you get root 3 over 3. Okay, and then the sine of 60, now we're going from here. Sine is this over here. So that's S root 3 over 2S. So an S is going to cancel out, and you're just going to get root 3 over 2. Okay, just practicing those guys. You're going to have to memorize them when you are in Algebra 2. Okay, but just so you can kind of start to see it a little bit. Okay, now we can use these things to find sides. Okay, first thing you're going to have to find is, okay, which angle are you using? Okay, so in this case, we're using the 25, so we're using this angle. Then what we should do is you should label your sides. Going across, there's your opposite, there's your adjacent, there's your hypotenuse. And so what we're going to ask is, what uses opposite and adjacent? Well, that's tangent. So we write down tangent of 25 is equal to x over 18. Okay, because it was x over 18. Now we just got to solve this. Okay, so it's really over 1. And if you cross multiply, you get x is 18 times the tangent of 25. And put that into your calculator. If you put that into your calculator, you're going to go in here, 8, sorry, it keeps doing that, 18 tangent 25, and hit enter. And if you do that, you should get 8.4. If you don't get 8.4, here's what I need you to do. I need you to hit mode on your calculator and then change it to degree mode. Change it to degree mode. Okay, that'll make sure that you get the right answer. So you always should get 8.4. I want you to go ahead and try the next one. Okay, hit pause, try it, see if you get it right. All right, so the first thing to do is which angle. We're going to use this one. Is this 70? We're going to label our sides. That's our hypotenuse, that's our adjacent. So what uses adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. So the cosine of 70 equals 15 over x. Okay, so if you cross multiply there, you get 15 equals x cosine of 70. And then you got to divide by the cosine of 70. And you get x is 15 over the cosine of 70. You put that in your calculator, and you get 43.9. And so the length of the hypotenuse is 43.9. Okay, flip it over the back. Let's go ahead and do a little bit of an application problem here. So trails going up at 5 degrees, traveling horizontal distance of 100 feet. What's the change in the vertical position? So how high are they? And then asking how far did we go? Okay, so if we look here, here's our angle. That's our opposite, that's our adjacent, and that's tangent. So the tangent of 5 is equal to x over 100, which means x is 100 tangent 5. And so you put that in your calculator, you get 8.7 feet. Okay, but if it's 8.7 feet, okay, you have two options. We also want to find this distance y, how far they've actually walked. You could do right triangle, you could do Pythagorean theorem, or you can do trigonometry. I'm just going to do Pythagorean theorem. 8.7 squared plus 100 squared equals y squared. 8.7 squared is 75.69. 100 squared is 10,000. that equals y squared. So then add those together. You get y squared is 10,075.69. Take the square root of that, and you get that the y is 100.4 feet. Okay, so that 5-degree angle makes this go 100.4 feet total. You could have also done trig to get the same answer. All right. Now, we use trig if you want to find the sides. You can also use trig to find the angles and use the inverse trig ratios. So used to find angles. Okay, the inverse trig, okay, is this stuff right here. It's second sine, second cosine, second tangent. Okay, it looks like sine -1. The inverse sine, okay, so if we have the sine of A is equal to x, that means that A is equal to the inverse sine of x. Okay, if we have the cosine of A is x, that means A is the inverse sine of x. And if we're trying to find the inverse tangent, you get A is the inverse tangent of x. Okay, so we want to find the measure of angle A. Again, find the measure of the angle. That's your opposite, that's your hypotenuse. That uses sine. We say the sine of A is 18/27. But to find an angle, we got to take the inverse. So then angle A is the inverse sine of 18/27. And you put that in your calculator. You're going to type in second sine 18 divided by 27 and then hit enter. You do that, it comes out to be 41.8 degrees. Okay, we're going to do this one here. Here's angle A. This is our adjacent. This is our hypotenuse. What uses adjacent and hypotenuse is cosine. So the cosine of A is 3/15, which means A is the inverse cosine of 3/15. Put it in your calculator, and it comes out to be 78.5 degrees. Now, I want you to try the last one, see if you can get it right. If not, it's okay. Try it on the homework. We'll make sure and talk about it Thursday when I get back. Here's your angle. There's your opposite. There's your adjacent. That's tangent of A is 6/20. So take the inverse tangent of 6/20. Put that in your calculator. You get 16.7 degrees. Okay. So that's trig day 1. We'll talk more about it Thursday. Things to remember. So, ta, toa. Okay. You use sine, cosine, tangent. Find sides. And you use inverse sine, inverse cosine, and inverse tangent to find angles. Okay. If you forgot anything, double check it. Okay. Go back, play the video again. If not, go take your notes up, show the sub. She's going to verify that you completed the whole thing. When you've completed everything, then you can grab your homework. You can start working on it. Answers are posted for you to check. Please do not leave it blank. Actually give it a shot. Try it. You might struggle, and that's okay. You can always come see me in Eagle Period tomorrow, or we'll talk about it in class too. But please do not come with a blank. If I hear anybody say, I don't understand this, it's too hard, I will probably lose my mind. Okay? You all are more than capable of doing this, and you should at least give it a shot. Okay? Work together if you have to, and I'll see you later.